Welcome again. In this lecture, today we are going to study demand paging. Let's see some background first before we study demand paging. For execution of a job, it is not at all necessary to have entire logical space of job to be loaded into memory. What do I mean? I mean if there is a job J1 and this job, logic space of the job is suppose say divided into say 100 pages. What do I mean when I say it is not at all necessary to have entire logical space of job to be loaded in memory? Means it is absolutely not required to have entire 100 pages in main memory at one time. So maybe as a first step of execution, you require only 12 pages. So only you can have 12 pages loaded into memory. Okay, you can have 12 pages loaded into memory. Why is it so? Because there can be one more job and maybe job J2 also wants to execute, and maybe job J2 is having 200 pages. Maybe there are 6 pages of job 2 need to be in memory as a first step of execution. Okay, so J1 to J6, okay, J21 to J26, J11 to J12, J12, J13, like J112. So 12 pages of job 1 in memory, 6 pages of job 2 in memory, maybe J21, J23, J22, J23 up to J26. Similarly, we can have some other job and few pages of some other job loaded into the memory. What do I mean? This is how the concept of memory supports the idea of multiprogramming. We can have multiple tasks executed in memory at one time. So this is how what is done is only those pages of a task, of a job are loaded into memory at that time which are required for execution. Those pages which are not required for execution at that particular moment are not brought into the memory. So once the execution of first step where 12 pages are required is over, those 12 pages are removed, next slot of maybe few more pages is loaded again into memory. So this is how we as an operating system, the management of memory is done, wherein multiple tasks can execute simultaneously, therein creating a scenario of multiprocessing. Got a point? So we can execute a job even if we load only few pages in the memory. Logical space thus is divided into fixed size of pages, and memory is also divided into fixed size frames, and the mapping is done as we have studied in the last lecture using page map table. And this page map table is a table which will have entries of those pages corresponding to frames, okay, which are there in memory. So what is the problem? What is this demand paging concept is all about? the concept is, in case of demand paging, okay, it says that we need not have all the pages entries in the page map table and also in physical memory. There may be entries of other pages as well, and those entries will be marked valid. Okay, and thus we can have protection. So pages which are invalid will not be read, because it is presumed that those pages are no more required for execution. So what is the problem? The problem is, as I said, job J2 has got 200 pages, but maybe few pages are still not loaded, few pages are there on the hard disk, they are not loaded at all. So not all pages will be there in the main memory. Some pages may reside in secondary storage. So in addition to having a pointer to physical memory, we should also have some pointer that points to address in secondary memory, where these pages are actually available. So along with page map table, for every job there will be a file map table that gives address of secondary storage, which contains different pages of logical address space. So the third concept that is coming into picture. What is that concept is? There is a segment map table, there is a page map table, and both these refers to main memory. And now what we have said? We said that there is a job having 200 pages, and out of this only 120 pages maybe are loaded in memory. Remaining 80 pages are still there on hard disk, or we call it secondary memory, because we want to accommodate many jobs. We want to avail as many jobs as possible to execute. So there will be a quota given to each and every job, and accordingly the pages will be loaded. So the way we map the pages onto the frame from main memory using SMT and PMT. The same way, there must be a mechanism which will help us in case if the required page is not available, we need to fetch those pages from the secondary memory. So there is one more concept that was introduced, with the help of which we will make the fetching of the pages from secondary memory possible, and the concept is file map table. The concept is file map table. So the way there exists pointer to physical memory, okay, we also can have physical pointers that points to the address which lies in secondary memory. So this all discusses about the main memory. This all is about secondary memory. So along with page map table, for every job there will be a file map table, and this file map table will give address of the page on the secondary storage. Okay, so the logical address space of a job is divided into 200 pages, out of which 120 pages are made available in main memory. One can reach the frame where the page lies using memory mapping technique, and the techniques which are generally used is first segment map and then page map table, and then we'll get a frame frame address to which the displacement is added, physical address is calculated, and that will be the address in main memory. But in case if we are searching for a page out of these 120 pages, and if we feel that that page is not available in these 120 pages which are loaded in main memory, then file map table concept will be used, which points to the logical address space, remaining logical address space of the job, okay, especially the pages which lies on secondary memory device, and those pages are fetched from secondary into memory. Its mapping is done onto frames, and then once this entire process is completed, process job is the execution of job resumes. Okay. So what FMT does? FMT actually, all the entries in FMT points to different blocks in secondary memory. So it points to different memory blocks. Memory is divided into blocks, and these pointers which are made available from file management mapping table, these point to different blocks in secondary storage that comprises of pages. So that is the concept behind page map table. I mean file map table for secondary memory. Okay. What is presumed is, if the interrupt bit, there lies something called as interrupt bit, and if it is 0, then page is available in the frame. So that dictates the availability, okay, availability of frame. Wherein if the bit is 1, okay, that indicates page is not available in memory. I'm talking about the availability and not availability, okay, using the interrupt bit. So now, search in file map table the address of a page. This page is now loaded into main memory, and thus the execution begins after updating the frame address in page mapping table. So we will revisit this entire concept. And what it says, what this entire concept says, there is a processor is executing some instruction, and while executing this instruction, process tries to read some data, and of course this data will be read from the main memory. Where does data lie? Data lie in a page. So processor will try to execute instruction. Instruction needs some data. The data is searched in the page or in the set of pages that lies as a logical address space of that process in the main memory. And if data is not available, then it will halt the execution for a moment. It will go to the secondary memory. It will search for the page in which the data that is required for execution is expected. That page is loaded back. After loading the page map table is updated with the address of a newly loaded page, and again the instruction that was blocked from execution due to non-availability of the data resume execution. So this is what is called as demand paging. What it does? It will try to search for a page in which data that is required for execution is there. In case the page is not available, it will demand the page from the secondary memory. The page will be brought in main memory. Accordingly, the data structure like page management table is updated, and once updated, control goes back to the instruction which was blocked from execution, and the instruction is told to execute it once again. It resumes the execution. This time the newly loaded page is made available and the execution continues. Okay, so to be very specific, algorithm that is used as a part of demand paging goes like this. So start processing the instruction, generate the address of the data that is required for execution of instruction, compute the page number. If page is in memory, yes, fetch the data, increment the address so that the next instruction is executed, and the data that was fetched is made available to the instruction that was blocked since data was not available. Now in case the page is not there, what will happen? If page is not there, if page is there, it will continue execution. If page is not there, OS will generate an interrupt. OS will raise the interrupt. It will raise the objection. It will tell the instruction, okay, wait for some time. Data that is required at this moment for execution is not available. Hold on, let me do something. And now from here, the actual task of getting the data starts. So is there a free block available? See, very simple. First, what needs to be done? Now I have to bring a new page which is not there in main memory. So this is a job. There is a page map table and there is a main memory. So this main memory is completely full. I want to bring page number 10 and I can see the main memory is completely full. So if I want to bring page 10 in main memory and update the page map table accordingly, then first I should find out a page which I can remove so that one empty space will be created. So say suppose page number 5 is no more required. The valid invalid bit is 0. Okay, no more required. So I understand this page can be removed. So this page is removed. Once this page is removed, page number 10 can go inside. Once page number 10 gets into the frame, I update. Suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth frame. I update that it is fourth frame where page number 10 is residing. And then I will go and tell microprocessor, okay, the required instruction can be executed now since the data that is required for the execution of that instruction has been updated. So first thing is I should find out which table can be, which page can be removed so that I can empty the frame. So once the frame is empty, I can accommodate the page that is to be brought in from the secondary memory. Why? Because that page is required at that moment. So now, again going back to the algorithm, the process of getting page into the memory. So first, is there any free block? Okay, no. Select a page for replacement. Find out which page can be removed. Update the page management table, page mapping table. Okay. Was the page modified? I am talking about dirty bits now, not valid invalid bit. If the page is modified, yes, write back onto the disk, make the changes onto the hard disk, okay, and resume. Now, if the page is not modified, go to the address of new page from file management table, read the page, update the PMT, restart the execution. Understood? If the page is not modified, go to the page address using file map table, read the page, load it in the memory, update the page map table, and tell instruction to execute once again. If the content of the page that is to be removed is modified, do the changes on the hard disk, then go to the page, then load the page, then update the page map table, then tell instruction to start executing once again. Now, is there any free block? If it says yes, there is already a block free, there is already a frame free available, then there is no need to replace any existing pages, because I got one block blank frame. So I'll use it, I'll load the page in that frame, I'll read the page, load it, I'll update the PMT, I will resume execution. So this is how entire demand paging algorithm works. So what is important now in this entire journey? Here I am telling you very easily. Suppose say this page is not required because its valid invalid weight is 0. So I am saying it very easily. Okay. But if there are multiple pages, which page is to be chosen for, throwing out? That becomes that is again a big question. So out of multiple pages which are no longer in use, or out of multiple pages which are hardly to be used, or something like that, which page is to be removed remains still a question. And to solve this question, we are going to study a new concept, and that is in the form of algorithm, and that is known as page replacement algorithm. So whenever there is no free frame, we are going to use page replacement algorithm. There are different page replacement algorithm, and which page is to be removed is decided based on the decision given by page replacement algorithm. Accordingly, the page is removed and the page map table is updated, and if the page which is to be removed is modified, we make the changes of hard disk and then load the page and then update and then finally restart the execution, or we like that only load the page, update the table, and we restart the execution. So that is all about demand paging. See you in the next video lecture. Thank you.